Good evening, everyone. He's one of New Zealand's most controversial sportsmen. Mark Carter's been ridiculed by former All Black coach Laurie Mains, then blasted by league supporters after an unsuccessful stint with the Warriors, and booed by so-called rugby fans. Now the true blue Aucklander is back in black and set for test duty in red and black country. Peter Williams has more.
Back in the big time, Mark Carter's recent rugby has only been at club level. On Saturday, he'll play his 7th test, but start for the first time since the sorry semi-final at the 1991 World Cup. He's made one appearance as a sub this year against England, to the approval of his home crowd.
And a generous cheer for Carter.
Somehow, though, he doesn't command the same popularity elsewhere in the country, even across the Harbour Bridge.
And the usual pathetic booing and cheering when Mark Carter comes into the game.
The sound of his appearance at Lancaster Park last year should be a source of embarrassment to Southern rugby fans. But Carter himself is unfazed if it happens again.
I mean, it doesn't affect me too much. If I get booed out of Canterbury, it's not going to be a new experience, so it's, I mean, I won't be surprised if I do, but I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really worry me.
Canterbury officials don't expect to be red-faced again either.
I would hope not, no. I'd hope that Mark would get exactly the same response and reaction and support all the All Blacks will enjoy in Canterbury over the next few days as a home test match.
The player he's replaced, Josh Kronfeld, has been the All Blacks' best performer this season, but the blow he took in this incident right at the end of Saturday's test left him concussed and out for a mandatory 3 weeks till the test in Durban on August the 15th. So Carter's comeback might be a short one.
You're only as good as your last test match, so I'm going to go out and give it all I've got, and you never know what could happen, do you, really?
What he'd like to happen most, though, is an All Black win. Peter Williams, One Network News.
Police have decided New Zealand Rugby League boss Jennifer Haydock has no case to answer, despite claims of alleged theft by the Wellington Association. Wellington called the police when it discovered its secretary Calvin Williams had given Haydock copies of Wellington's financial records. Just over an hour ago, the NZRL faxed the capital to say Wellington board members were now out of jobs. In their place, the NZRL has installed a review committee.
We've been reported that the Wellington Rugby League may not be solvent, and as such we have a duty to all the district leagues in New Zealand and to the New Zealand Rugby League and the public for that matter and our fiscal authorities to see that it is solvent.
The NZRL says it's put review committees in 5 other associations. 3 spectators are dead and another 6 injured after an IndyCar crash. Andre Fernandez hit the track wall at the US 500 race, the impact sending his front wheel assembly over a 5-metre fence. 2 people were killed instantly, a third received treatment but died later. Crashes also marred the latest Formula One race. The BBC's Paul Newman has today's action from the Austrian Grand Prix.
From the outset, this was to prove a chaotic Grand Prix, with a series of accidents starting at the very first bend, with cars littering the track. Among the early casualties was Britain's David Coulthard, whose McLaren was damaged by the spinning car of Mika Salo. Coulthard was forced to make an emergency dash to the pits, where a new nose cone was fitted, before he rejoined the race at the back of the field. Michael Schumacher's prospects of victory ended on lap 17, when a rare mistake left him with too much time to make up, while soon after Frenson's Williams engine blew up in spectacular style. Mika Hakkinen left the problems of others well behind to drive a near-perfect race, although Schumacher moved into 3rd place with 3 laps to go by passing teammate Eddie Irvine. Coulthard completed a remarkable race to finish 2nd behind Hakkinen, but with 5 wins this season and an 8-point lead in the championship, can anyone stop the Flying Finn?
So a good day for the McLaren team. Hakkinen stretching his lead over Ferrari's Michael Schumacher to 8 points. And McLaren's Coulthard is 3rd in the championship, 4 ahead of Ferrari's 2nd driver, Eddie Irvine.